Hi, so I'm Ren. I'm a math teacher, and today I am going to do a lesson recapping the different ways to solve a quadratic equation. So far we've went over the three different ways to solve quadratic equations, and there's pros and cons of each, so we're going to go over the pros and cons. But I think that my job as a teacher is not necessarily to tell you what to do or how to do it, but give you the different tools that you might need to get to accomplish the same goal. And I want to let you guys choose which tool to use because I think that having choice is very important, and what works for me might not work for you. So I just want to make sure that I present all three tools and we go over the pros and cons of each, and that way you can make your own decision about which one to use. So we're going to use a little graphic organizer here to talk about the three different tools. I'm just going to divide it into three columns. And so
A few moments later.
So as you can see, we have three different options as far as solving a quadratic equation. We have the diamond method, we have the completing the square, and we have the quadratic formula. So as I alluded to earlier, the quadratic formula itself can be hard to memorize sometimes. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a song to help us remember it. So using a song to help you remember things is called using a mnemonic device. A lot of times we remember things that are set to a tune easier. So for example, I'm sure a lot of us can hum the tune for the McDonald's commercial and say the slogan right after, because songs are a little bit easier for us to remember. So by singing a song to help us remember the quadratic formula, it should help you memorize it a little bit better. So this is when I am going to incorporate technology into my lesson. And we're going to use a tablet. Of course, it can be a laptop or just a phone, any device that can play YouTube. And if you are interested in looking up the same video, it's called the Quadratic Formula Song. You can look it up on YouTube. But right now, we're going to listen to it and try and sing it together. So this is the part of the video where I'm hopefully going to figure out how to screencast this so that it's easier to see than through the small screen. So again, we're going to listen to the song one time. I'm going to sing along to the song one time, and then hopefully as a group or whoever's watching this can also sing along on the third pass. So I'm going to start the song, and by the way, it's set to the Pop Goes the Weasel song, which depending on how old you are, you may or may not be familiar with, but you might recognize the tune without knowing the title of the song. Anyways, let's get to it. So I'm going to play the song. We're going to listen to it once. I'll sing along the second time, and then we'll all sing along the third time.
X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
All right, so that was a quick video to help you remember. So some of you might be thinking, well, that's a really silly song. Like, why do we have to listen to that? I will say that things that are silly or things that are weird are things that usually stick out in your mind a little bit more. So next time you're working on solving quadratic formulas, you can be like, oh yeah, let me remember back to that weird video I saw once of some guy showing me a song about the quadratic formula. And that way, hopefully it will stick in your head, and who knows, you might be singing the tune or singing the song in the shower before you know it. So So that was my lesson for today. We just went over, again, the different tools that you can use to solve a quadratic equation, and we just went over a song. I'm using YouTube and incorporating music because music is a very underappreciated subject in schools, so it's always nice to be able to incorporate other subject areas, even in math. It doesn't always have to be just about math. It can also bleed into other subjects like music, science, etc. So I hope you learned a little bit from this lesson, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right.